boy Jason Rodriguez, and I am here at Elephant in the Room in New Haven, Connecticut. Elephant in the Room Boxing Club in New Haven, Connecticut for an exclusive interview with the one they call Superfly, the hottest and toughest female boxer in the USA. Ranked number 1, Superfly. Sierra Martinez, how you doing?
Good.
Good. So listen, you came all the way from Rhode Island, all the way to Connecticut to get some sparring in.
Yes.
I watched you sparring. You went 9 rounds. That's crazy.
Thank you.
I mean, how you feeling after those 9 rounds?
Good. I usually do more than that. Like, I just had a sparring last week, and I did like 12 rounds for 3 days straight. It was like a training camp. This is really nothing to me.
So, you're in training camp, as you just mentioned.
Yes.
And you're preparing, leading up to a big fight you have coming up here in Connecticut at Trinity College, put on by Coba Boxing Club. And, you know, you're going up against an opponent that you already faced twice.
Yes.
I believe you beat her once, and then she beat you in a controversial fight in Danbury, Connecticut, about, was it last year, I believe, right?
Yes, it was like it was last year.
So you're going up against Samara Chisholm? Samara Chisholm for the 3rd time. So you have a trilogy going on with her right now.
Yes.
So going into this fight, is there bad blood? Is there a lot of animosity between you and her? Because I mean, it doesn't seem like you two like each other.
It's not like we don't like each other. It's like, honestly, it's just like when I get in there, I do what I do. At the end, we was friends at first until like what happened. The announcer, like, he messed up, and then they got all like offensive or whatever. And then it was just distant. But the first fight after that, she was fine. We was friends after. But then after that, I don't know what happened.
So leading up to March 2nd at Trinity College, big fight. You're basically like the main event of the night.
Yes.
What can your fans expect out of you? You do know you have a lot of fans out there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what can your fans expect out of you March 2nd at Trinity College?
That I'm gonna put my all in the ring. Nothing will. I know I'm gonna walk out of the ring, do my best. Whatever happens, happens. I know that I worked for a W. There's no way I'm coming out with an L. But I'm gonna do what I have to do, and that's it.
Do you feel that you lost the fight, or do you feel that you won the fight, or it could have been a draw?
To be honest, it could have went either way. He did say my name, so I had to correct. And I wasn't saying it like I won. I told him, I said, that's my name. Like, I was like, that's Samaya Chisholm. He had called her corner, but with my name. So I wanted him to correct the name. I never said to correct the decision. But I was just saying correct the name because, you know, then people are going to think that she's Superfly. Because he said Samaya Superfly Martinez. So I was like, that's my name. Like, he didn't say Ciara, he did say Samaya, but he said my nickname and my last name, so I want him to correct it. But then he just changed the whole decision, and it turned out into a riot. I honestly don't know why, but then they were trying to say that I was forcing him to change the decision, which I never said to change the decision. I just wanted him to, like, correct the name. But I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens March 2nd at the Trinity College for the rematch that's going to be going down between you and Chisholm. Now, Superfly, where does that name come from, and why do you feel you are Superfly?
So we was listening to a song, and like at the time we was trying to figure out what my nickname should be. So I didn't have one at the time, and my dad was like making up all these nicknames, and I'm just like, I don't know. And then we was listening to a song, and it like caught me, and it was like a Superfly song. So then I'm like, but like I'm fast and I move. So I was like, Superfly. I was like, I think. And then my dad was like, maybe. And then the next day, like out of nowhere, my dad was like, we should call you Superfly. And then I asked him why, and he said because I'm fast and then I go. And that's what that like. Honestly, that's what a fly, like, in, out, like, that's what I do, so that's why we call me Superfly.
How important is your father in your corner? I mean, he's your dad.
Yes.
He's also your trainer. He's your coach. He's your everything.
Yes.
I mean, everything that has to do with your career is because of the influence your father has on it. So how important is your father to you?
My dad's important. I love him in my corner. Some people like think that it's not good for me to work with my dad because it's like a lot of pressure. To me, I think like it's best for me to work with my dad because my dad pushes me through everything. And like I can't take a lot, like, so he like screams at me and I can take it from him because I know like I have to be disciplined in this sport. Sometimes I get off track and like I won't be disciplined, but he'll put me right back on track. But now that I'm on the USA team, I have to get used to not working with him. But on like shows and stuff, I could work with him. But like when I go to Bulgaria and stuff, I won't have have him in my corner. So I do have to work on that, like not having him in my corner sometimes. That's why he brings other coaches to work with me because of that. So then I get used to not always having his voice in my ear. But he's gonna be at my fight, so I'll hear him in the crowd. But when I go to the corner, I have to be used to not having him like always in my face.
You're only 15 years old, or you
Yes.
just turned 15. In that short amount of time, you have had a spectacular, amazing amateur career.
Yes.
And you have spent many days and nights sparring against most of the elite female fighters in the industry. For example, like Shelly Vincent,
Yes.
who has an amazing track record in the pros.
Yeah.
So you being your age, your size, I mean, what is it like to spar against individuals like Shelly Vincent and other big names, elite fighters in the sport of boxing?
I honestly wasn't nervous. People told me like she's tough, she hits hard. At first she wanted to take it easy on me. And I told her, you don't have to. Like, I know what I'm capable of doing. So we got into the ring, and I know my defense is fine. So I know I was gonna do good. Like I was all confident getting in. I hit her with a combination, and that's when she started going all out. And she couldn't catch me. It was getting her mad. But I mean, she's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong.
So being here today, this afternoon, at Elephant in the Room, you went 9 rounds of sparring. Not against a female. You just finished sparring 9 rounds against a male
Yes.
boxer. And he was giving you some fire, but at the same time, you was giving it to him also. I mean, do you usually spar against, men as well?
All the time. I don't think I spar girls once in a while. Like I get excited honestly sparring girls because I only fight girls. Like you can't find no girls around like my age, my weight to spar me. That's why I always spar up. Even boys, I can't find my weight. But I always spar male. Like it's always male. Because it's like easier, to be honest. Like when you get in a ring with a girl and a boy, it's two different like things to me.
So you're Latina, you're a Puerto Rican female, and you being an amateur boxer and with all the accomplishments that you have up to this point in your career, how does that make you feel representing your culture, Puerto Rico?
Good, because being a Puerto Rican girl, there's not a lot of Puerto Ricans that actually do this sport. So being that I'm Puerto Rican, I'm also Cape Verdean, and there's not a lot like of girls. Honestly, there's not a lot of girls in the sport at all. So me being a girl and Puerto Rican, I take advantage. Like I'm always like, oh, like I'm Latina, and yeah, like I don't speak Spanish or whatever, but like I am, and that's why I rep my shorts and stuff. And like, but sometimes like I'm still from here, so I rep both. Like to be honest, but it means a lot to me because I think I'm like maybe 5, like the 5th girl that boxed from there. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I've seen you engage in many battles in the amateur. I've seen you in some great fights, especially the fight you had against Samira Chisholm. And you just finished sparring 9 rounds, and you took some good shots. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was hitting you,
yeah,
and you was hitting him as well. But now, you stepped out of the ring, you went to the bathroom, you freshened up, you came, you standing in front of me, and you look like just a pretty little girl. I mean, how do you keep that going in the sport that you engage in?
Honestly, so in this sport, girls think that they have to be like boyish because it's like a boy-dominated sport. Mm-hmm. Me, when I get out the ring, I'm a girl at the end of the day. When I step in the ring, I do what I have to do because people think that only boys can do this sport. No, girls can too. And I like I said, like when I'm out of the ring, I'm a girl. And I'm not gonna take that away. Like I'm not gonna sit around and like mean mug everyone. Mm-hmm. No, when I get out the ring, I smile and I do what I have to do.
How much does this sport mean to you as an individual?
It means a lot because I was an abusive child when I was little, and this honestly brought me like to the higher. Because I think if I wasn't in this sport, it would have led to like I was a bad child. Like I'm not gonna lie, but it would have led to like bad things. So I think that when my dad put me in here, and he didn't even do it because of that fact. He did it because I was a little chubby girl. Uh-huh. So honestly, I think that like it's the best thing for me. Like, and it means a lot. Like.
With all your accomplishments in the sport of boxing as an amateur, my question for you is, do you plan on eventually becoming a pro?
Everybody asks me this question and they don't like my answer. I don't want to become a pro, honestly, because the paycheck that girls get in this sport, I can get that as being, I want to be a cop. So I can get that as being that. I also go to a nursing school, so I want to be a cop, but I tried out nursing too. So it depends what I want to do. But in both of those, I can make as much as I would in pro boxing. And I don't want to get my face messed up. Like, not that my defense is bad. My defense is good. But, you know, like headbutts and all that, you don't know what's going to happen in that ring.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of girls are dirty. Everybody in the sport, a lot of people in the sport are dirty. So I don't want to get I don't want to get cussed and have to go to the emergency room. I could do that being a nurse, and I could do that being a cop. Like, I can make that as much money.
Yeah. Officer Superfly. I feel sorry for anyone that you have to apprehend and arrest. You know, if she's a cop, you better make sure you can run. So, before we go, is there anything that you want to say to your fans that are watching right now?
Thank you to all my fans and my haters. Keep me motivated. But thank you.
So, Sierra, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to interview you here this afternoon at Elephant Boxing Club in New Haven, Connecticut. And again, all you guys that are watching, March 2nd at Trinity College, Sierra, the Superfly, is stepping back into the ring against the rematch trilogy against Chisholm, Samara Chisholm. All right, so listen, get out there. March 2nd, Trinity College, here in the state of Connecticut, and I guarantee you, you will not leave out of there dissatisfied, because when she steps into the ring, you can expect nothing but action and fireworks. Again, thank you for the opportunity to interview you, and I want to thank all of you guys for watching. God bless, and good night.